Hey y'all, it's Anime K-Man. Today I'm going to be reviewing episode 11 of Fruit Baskets, and I gotta say, this episode, even though we didn't make much in the plot progression category, I do like what we got from the episode, because for one, we got to see an episode where finally Toru is, at the very least, gets the opportunity to relax. And that's why I felt that even though we didn't make much in the sense of plot progression, we still got some important stuff because we usually see Toru working hard or going to distress so an episode where she can go to an inn, relax in the hot springs for once, and not have to worry about working or any of that kind of stuff is a nice change of pace. And that's why I felt an episode like this was necessary, because considering that I'm assuming most of us love Toru's character, personality. She just deserves it. So I love that. And additionally, I like how from this episode had a nice amount of a comedy that made me laugh. And additionally, I also like how during this episode, it at least mentioned the school somewhat, where they just went through final exams, and it seemed like for the most part, Toru did well. And I like the little fact that to mention that Toru got some help from Yuki when it comes to studying. That was also pretty sweet, showing off in ways some subtle bonding. And additionally, I also like that moment where it did mention that Kyo is actually pretty book smart and he does pretty well in school too, which was a subversion, because I would think that Toru's friend Hana would be good at school, but she's actually the opposite, and Kyo is actually pretty fucking good at it. So I kind of like that kind of stuff too. Although I guess in a way it makes sense, since Kyo always tries to compete with Yuki on stuff. It would be a natural course of action for someone like Kyo to try to also be really good at school so that he'd be better than Yuki. Didn't mention that specifically, but I felt that was like an implication there. So that's what I also enjoyed about this episode from a story standpoint. They were details that we didn't necessarily need to know, but knowing those details makes Fruit Basket much more richer, and it also enriches the characters because we know much more about them and gives them extra layers, and that's what really makes Fruit Baskets really good. It's carried off of the backs of its characters. And now going on to the character standpoint about this episode, I gotta say, even though we didn't get substantial amounts of character development, I did like how it reinforced a few things. Like, it reinforced the type of efforts that Kyo would go towards when it comes to Toru, because he went on this trip where Momoji pretty much invited Toru to go with them to this inn, and he also wanted to bring along Yuki and Kyo. I like how Kyo's like, he'll endure going on the trip with Yuki for Toru's sake, as like a gift, and I like that. I thought that sequence was pretty sweet. And then it was pretty sweet too how Yuki also gave Toru this super cute ribbon thing, and when he said that Toru looked like a princess, that was also pretty nice also. And it shows you more of Yuki's nice, playful, sweet side. It makes him feel like a much more layered character in a way, just seeing him in different moments where you see him either distressed or in happy moments. And that's what I also like about this episode too. And then in addition to that, we get to see more of Momoji's layers too, where the episode showed him being kind of happy-go-lucky, but like how in this instance, he notices Toru working hard and he wanted to liven her load by inviting her to like an inn and all that. That was, and with the hot spring, that was also another sequence too, showing off some characterization from Momoji too. Showing off that he can pick up on little details like someone working really, really hard. Especially when he talked about the whole story about this traveler that got all of her stuff taken and all that, which seems to imply that Momoji probably thinks that that sweet traveler, Toru, has some of those traits, and it kind of implied that that's part of the reason why Momoji wanted to like help out Toru. I mean, yes, because Momoji sees Toru as a sweet individual, but because Momoji probably sees in a way Toru kind of overworking herself and just wants to help her out. So I like that too, that little story they're giving off in this episode. It also gives Momoji a bit more layers, and that's why I thought from a character standpoint, it was pretty successful. And I do like some of the plot setup it did have, where Momoji is going to be going to the same school where Toru is at pretty soon. So that was also nice, and with Toru being surprised because Momoji looks like an elementary schooler, but pretty soon he's going to be a high schooler. So that was also hilarious as well. And I thought that was a good way of ending off the episode on a comedic note. And also, the art animation were nice. Like, you could see the animator still working hard. Like, when Yuki, well, more like Kyo was trying to play against Yuki in, like, a ping pong match. It was actually fluid and well animated. Most animes, when it's a moment like that, they would settle for a still shot montage and not even bother animating something like that. Unless it were a sports anime, then they would kind of work hard. And I like that. Like, with the animators even working hard to animate some of the minor details, it shows you they actually care. And in a way, it makes the episode better, because seeing that effort on screen, it makes you go, wow, these guys and gals actually give a shit about us to make a nice and wonderful product. And that's what I also felt was really good about this episode. And additionally, the voice performances were nice as always, and I did like the soundtrack. And the background scenery was pretty nice too. And that's why, taking all these factors in consideration, I'm going to rate this episode a 7 out of 10. I thought it was an above average episode, and I'm going to eagerly anticipate the next episode. So anyways, guys and gals, these are my thoughts on Fruit Baskets, episode 11. Comment your thoughts in the comments section below on how you felt about the episode. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys and gals later if you subscribe for more. Alright, bye bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching.